The history of art starts in the prehistoric times when the Neanderthal men demonstrated great sculpting skills by carving tools out of a rock, which served them as an skinny of their hunted food. With the discovery of fire, the first paintings were born, giving the man the ability to capture his world on the walls of the caves that he inhabited. We can see in these ancient cave paintings how hunting was the most common tool of the man, as well as a clear conscience of himself, as he painted his hands on those rocks that served as their home place. The greatest demonstration of the primitive man's skills was the so-called Venus. Carved in the stone with a great quality, these are women with striking figures that are said to help with the fertility. Venus is the name that it was repeated through the history and which we will talk about in another video. When the Neolithic period arrived, the so-called megalithic constructions were built, temples and enormous rocks that laid the seeds today of the architecture. The most representative constructions are found in the temples of Malta, dating back to the 4th millennium before Christ. The menhirs of long stones are another artistic representation that are believed to have served as a fertility cult. With the birth of civilizations grew the first ancestral societies, the Egyptians, located off the banks of the Nile River, which was the dividing line between life and death. On the right back, while the pyramids, mastabas, and other burials were on the left side of the river. In the Proto-Dynastic Egypt, where was the Habda dynasty 0, we talk about the figure of the Scorpion King, who ruled the Upper Egypt before being unified with the Lower Egypt by name in dynasties 1 and 2. The Egyptians venerated the pharaoh as the representation of God on earth. In the Egypt, they believe in the eternal life. For this reason, the bodies of the longing of the deceased were preserved, thinking that he would need them on this journey of the afterlife. Osiris, god of the dead, was in charge of judging them. In the Duat, and Anubis was in charge of placing the heart of the deceased on a scale. The heart of the deceased next to the feather of Med, goddess of the justice. In case that the heart weighed more than a feather, a mythological being would eat the heart. In the two weighted the same, the person would go to serve for the eternity to the god Osiris, but in case that it weighed less, the soul could return to look for his body to go to the eternal life. Being a culture that aspired to the immortality led them to build great works of architecture, such as a pyramid which were the first built in a step, like the Pyramid of Saqqara, and then with flat faces like that of Giza. Egyptian sculptures cross all possible registers and delicate purchase, such as those of the Queen Pharaoh Nefertiti, which have reached a realism that will pass into the eternity. During the New Empire, the Valley of Kings is the most outstanding construction of the time, building the largest sculptures at the entrance of the sarcophagi, where they have laid their offerings, the statues, to worship to